Golden Eagles basketball is on the air, live from the Eagles Nest on the campus of Cal State LA. Tonight, the Cal State LA Golden Eagles take on the Cal State Dominguez Toros in their home opener of the CCA conference play. Michael Nimitz back with you for another exciting season of Cal State LA basketball. The Golden Eagles come into this game with a 5-1 record, 2-1 in the CCAA. Cal State Dominguez Hills comes into this game with a 1-6 record, 0-3 in conference, and they are a rebuilding team. Cal State LA last weekend defeated Cal State San Bernardino in their last game, but they dropped the game before that to UC San Diego, and they certainly look to get back on the winning track here. As let's quickly get to the starting lineups, as this one's getting ready to begin. First for the Toros, they have a young team. They start 4 freshmen. They've got a new head coach also. They start number 2, Brianne Garcia, a 5'2 freshman from Highland. Starting at the other guard spot, number 21, Denisha Lundy, a 5'3 freshman from Fairfield. Starting at the third guard spot, number 15, Monet Lee, a 5'7 freshman from Huntington Beach. Starting at the fourth guard spot is number 12, Julia Pocksteiner, a 5'10 freshman from Vienna, Austria. And starting at the fifth guard spot is number 10, Robin Cochran, a 5'10 junior from Garden Grove. The new head coach for the Toros is Molly Goodenbauer. That name sounds familiar. She used to be the coach at Chico State, and she's a very good coach. Her assistants are Brittany Blankenship, Bridget Reyes, and Christine Vest. For Cal State LA, quickly, they have a couple of new players this year in their starting lineup, along with some familiar names. They start number 34, Bree Parsons, a 5'11 freshman from Terrigal, Australia. Also, another Australian player from the same city, number 21, Paige Melville, a 5'8 sophomore from Terrigal, Australia. They're from the same city. They went to different high schools, though. She starts at the other guard spot. Starting at the third guard spot is number 5, Kelly Lewis, a 5'7 senior from Santa Clarita. And then the familiar names from last year, starting at the one guard spot, number 23, Lacey Gibbons, a 5'10 senior from Hanford. And also, the straw that stirs the drink for the Golden Eagles, number 11, Cassandra Williams, a 5'5 senior from Chicago, Illinois. And she is the one that really won the game for Cal State LA against Cal State San Bernardino. She scored 10 of their final 11 points in a game that they struggled in the first half and made a second half comeback to win it. The teams are all ready at center court, ready to jump this one off. Glad you can join us anywhere you're watching this one, anywhere in the world. I do mean that because the Golden Eagles have a couple players from Australia, so a special welcome to any of our friends from down under watching as the ball is tipped off and the Golden Eagles have it. Now it's off to Gibbons. Gibbons above the three-point line gets it out to Melville. Melville kicks over to Parsons. Parsons dribble drive in the lane. Little scoop shot. Doesn't hit iron. Bounces off the board and goes straight out of bounds. Melville tried to save it, but it will go to the Toros. So Cal State LA comes up empty on their first possession. And now Cal State Dominguez Hills will bring it up. As handling the ball in the backcourt is Denisha Lundy, number 21. The Toros in their brown uniforms with gold numbers. Cal State LA in their familiar white uniforms with gold trim. Now driving the lane, Pocksteiner, a little 5-foot runner. She throws it up and in over Lacey Gibbons. Nice little shot there. Run quickly the other way. The ball's tipped out of bounds. That's too bad. Lacey Gibbons looked like she would have had a layup if that ball wasn't tipped away. Nice defensive play by Pocksteiner. So 25 seconds on the shot clock, and Cal State LA will inbound the ball on the baseline. Now Gibbons looking for someone to give it to. Melville pops out. She can't get it to her. The count is up to 4, and she finally gets it into Melville. Now Melville will reset the offense. Basically, the Golden Eagles have 2 point guards out there with Melville and Cassandra Williams, who can each handle the job of running the offense. So they will probably take turns as Williams has the ball now. Gets it into Parsons. 18-footer straight away, no good. Quickly, Lundy gets up to the front court, off to Garcia. Garcia will slow it down as the Golden Eagles do a good job getting back on defense. We're just over a minute into this one. 2-0 Cal State Dominguez Hills lead as a three-pointer is banked in. Boy, by Pocksteiner. I don't think she intended to do that, but she won't throw it away as it's 5-0. So one problem the Golden Eagles have certainly had this year and carries over from last year is slow starts. As an offensive foul is called. So the foul is on Parsons, it looks like. So another turnover for Cal State LA. Golden Eagles have had dreadful starts this year. Most notably in their loss to UC San Diego, they fell down 15-0 and just could not recover. Even in their last game against San Bernardino, they were down as many as 9 points in the first half and had to make a comeback in the second half to overcome their slow starts. But pretty much every game this year is a jump shot is no good and goes straight out of bounds. Every game this year, with the exception of one, the Golden Eagles have gotten off to slow starts, and they've managed to overcome them. The one game they didn't have a slow start against Point Loma Nazarene here in the Cal State LA tournament, they were extremely impressive. Their most impressive game of the year by far, where they just blew Point Loma out of the water from the beginning and could not miss a shot from outside. As Lacey Gibbons gets over to Williams, Williams dumps it in low, but the ball is deflected and stolen by Garcia. Nice deflection there as it's kicked out. And now getting the ball is Cochran. Cochran gets off to Garcia. Garcia, running shot. Boy, she falls down and she is fouled. So the foul is on Lewis. Second team foul. This is our first broadcast of the year, so I'll try to get you a little familiar with some of the new players for the Golden Eagles as the broadcast goes along. But at the line right now for the Toros is Brianne Garcia, a freshman. Toros start 4 freshmen in the starting lineup. They have 8 freshmen on the team this year, along with 5 transfers, as Garcia makes the free throw. They are certainly a rebuilt team under Molly Goodenbauer. In her first year as head coach, she spent the last 4 years at UC Irvine before taking over here. Before that, though, she was very successful at Chico State, where she was coach for 2 years. That free throw is good. She was the CCA Coach of the Year in 2007-08, and her Chico State teams made the NCAA tournament both years. As in the front court, Melville gets off to Gibbons, wide open for 3 straight away. Big rainbow, no good. Lewis gets the offensive rebound, and the Golden Eagles will quickly reset. Now Williams whips it cross court to Lewis. She's wide open for 3, no good, off the heel of the rim. Tough break there, and the Toros look to push it, but they will bring it up slowly as Lundy throws it over the head of Lee. That pass was too tall for her, and it goes out of bounds. So both teams trading turnovers here in the early going, as it's a 7-0 Toros lead. So we're 3 minutes into this one. Cal State LA still is looking for their first points of the game. As Melville gets inside, little 5-footer crawls over the rim and in. So right on cue, Paige Melville scores the first basket of the game for Cal State LA. Now quickly, a 3-pointer, no good. Fighting for the rebound, goes to Lundy. Gets off to Lee, who looked like she traveled. And they called it. I was wondering if they were going to call it there for a second. And that's a turnover, again, for the Toros. So the turnover is really building up in this one. As that'll bring in a sub here for the Toros. So number 20, Kylan Wilson, comes in for the Toros. 5'9" freshman from Los Angeles. Making her first appearances. Melville will bring it into the front court. Melville and Parsons coming up. Now gets it to Parsons, who lays up, blows the layup. Boy, Parsons had no one covering her underneath and just couldn't make it. Now underneath, it's laid up the other way, and that layup is blown. But Johnny on the spot, boy, fortunate there, right to Wilson, who lays it up and in. Ball deflected a couple of times, and Wilson just happened to be right where the ball went. And she found the gift and laid it in. It's 9-2. That's where about 4 minutes gone here in the first half. Now in low to Williams, double team. Wild shot, puts it way up off the glass and in. Boy, nice shot there by Williams for her first basket. Now underneath, and a block is called. That's a good call, because Melville did not look like she was quite set. She got there late. And so that'll be free throws. So that's Melville's first foul. It's already the 3rd team foul on the Golden Eagles. Number 12, Pucksteiner, will go to the line to shoot 2. Pucksteiner's from Vienna, Austria. And don't ask me to pronounce the high school she's in. It is quite a long name. As coming in the game, a whole host of subs for the Golden Eagles. So Janelle Jones is certainly not happy at all with the way her team is playing so far. Number 1, Kasia Powell comes in. Number 22, Samantha Hansen, also comes in for the Golden Eagles. As the free throw is made, and it's an 11-4 game. So this has certainly been the story this season for the Golden Eagles, getting off the slow starts. We'll see how long this drought lasts before they finally crank up their offense, and more importantly, their defense. I mean, this is a team built on forcing turnovers and getting out in transition, and you just have not seen that at all yet. As the ball in low to Hansen, good post position, she lays it up and in. Hansen does a good job of creating a wide base underneath, so she's hard to root out of there, and once she gets the ball in that kind of position, she's usually money in the bank. As the ball to Garcia. Gets it over now, dribble drive, kick back out to Garcia. She runs over Williams and an offensive foul. So good job there by Cassandra Williams to take the charge. That's only the first team foul on the Toros. As Monet Lee comes back in for the Toros, Cochran will sit down. So Williams will bring it up as we're under 15 and a half minutes to go here in the first half. Glad you're joining us here on the Cal State LA Athletics Network as Melville lays it up and misses the layup. I want to give a special welcome to our Cal State Dominguez Hills fans watching also. They're watching this game also as that ball's laid up and no good. Lee with the layup. They called the foul on Lewis, I believe. Yes, they did. So that's her second foul already, so we'll see if she stays in the game. Lee going to the line. The Toros getting their points from the free throw line. This will be their fifth and sixth free throws of the first half already, as that free throw is good, and they're perfect so far. They haven't missed one. Toros on the year are only a decent free throw shooting team, as they're at 67%, but you wouldn't know it coming into this game. Alyssa Hansen makes her first appearance for the Golden Eagles. Hansen, a 5'6" senior from Yorba Linda. She's a returning player from last year. She came from Orange Coast College last year. As Williams gets it over Powell. She whips over to Hansen, looking inside, can't find anyone. Samantha Hansen's camped out in the paint, but a pull-up 16-footer is good by Paige Melville. So the Golden Eagles finally getting their offense on track as it's 13-8. As underneath, shot is rejected by Samantha Hansen. Nice job there to stand her ground and avoid the foul. And that'll take us to our first media timeout of the game. 14:48 remaining here in the first half. Cal State LA is trailing Cal State Dominguez Hills 13-8.
I love learning.
I believe in service. I am full of passion. I embody sportsmanship.
I trust in my resourcefulness.
I like balance.
That's why I chose
Division II.
For nearly 6 decades, we've been the educational heart of Los Angeles. Our world-class programs have educated 4 generations of men and women to lead in their communities, to innovate in their fields, and to inspire with their lives. Cal State LA has opened the door to the American dream for thousands of men and women with our big city sophistication and our hometown college feel. Prepare yourself for a lifetime of learning. Your future starts today at Cal State LA.
14:48 remaining here in the first half. Cal State LA is trailing 13-8. Janelle Jones, in her third season as head coach of the Golden Eagles, her record is 30-32. Of course, a lot of that has to do with the first season when she was just rebuilding this program. And it looks like Dominguez Hills is trying to do the same thing with Molly Goodenbauer as their head coach. Dominguez Hills has certainly had all kinds of struggles last couple of seasons. And Molly Goodenbauer looks like she's trying to rebuild the program in the similar mode that Janelle Jones has very successfully rebuilt the program here at Cal State LA. As the Golden Eagles had an amazing postseason run last year. As Garcia has the ball out front. Number 22 for the Toros, Emily Bogey is now in there. As underneath in the lane, wild shot by Lee, no good, not close. And now Melville will quickly bring it the other way. Samantha Hansen out there along with Powell, Melville, Sandra Williams, and Alyssa Hansen. As Powell kicks over to Hansen. Hansen looking inside, can't find anyone, and a foul underneath. So they say Garcia was holding Sandra Williams. So the team foul is beginning to even out. Well, not quite. That's the second team foul on the Toros. As the Golden Eagles are taken in bounds underneath their own basket. Full shot clock underneath. Powell lays it up and in. Nice layup there. Powell is certainly from a distinguished high school here, Mater Dei. Boy, you don't get better players than from Mater Dei. That's a very championship-worthy high school. As I'll explain later, as Williams gets the loose ball off the shot that didn't even come close. And Melville bring it the other way. Now Melville looking for a screen, doesn't get one, gets it off to Williams. Samantha Hanson sets a nice back screen. Now Alyssa Hanson comes underneath, lays it up and lays it in off the glass. So Alyssa Hanson with her first basket of the game makes it 13-12. So the Golden Eagles have caught them almost after falling behind 7-0 early as Lee lays it up, no good, but she is fouled on the shot. So that'll be 2 more free throws for the Toros. Foul is on Powell. Toros only shooting 3 of 9 in the early going from the field, but they are getting most of their points from the free throw line, as this will be free throws number 7 and 8 already here in the first half. Free throw is good. Cochran comes back in for the Toros. Monet Lee is the Toros' leading scorer on the year, averaging about 12 points a game. She's an 84% free throw shooter. Of course, that's not many attempts, as the free throw is good. But she is their best player from the line, as that makes it 15-12. We're under 13.5 minutes here to play in the first half. Now Williams looking inside, gets it over to Powell. Again, swung around to Alyssa Hanson on the far side. Now Melville, straight away, three-pointer, in and out, tough break. Samantha Hanson high for the rebound over 2 Toros. Puts it up off the glass, no good. Hanson gets it back for a third chance. Little runner off the backboard, doesn't hit rim, and then she commits the foul in her overzealousness to try and get the rebound. Don't know if that's a word, but she certainly gave quite an effort to get that rebound. And she commits the foul. It's already the 16th foul on the Golden Eagles, so they are out of fouls right now with 13 minutes to go in the first half. So the Toros will be going to the line for the rest of the half. That'll certainly make it tougher on the defense of Cal State LA. As now Lundy gets over to Bogey, wide open straightaway for 3, no good. High for the rebound is Powell. Powell, with seasoned experience, being a 4-year player at Mater Dei, as Hanson, a little turnaround 8-footer is good. So Samantha Hanson with her second basket cuts it to 1 again, 15-14, as Lundy looking over to Molly Goodenbauer for which play to run. And now the Toros will set up in the front court. Pocksteiner got her closer by Melville, out to Bogey, straight away for 3, no good. High for the rebound is Lee, she gets it slapped away. Lundy gets it back, little pull-up, 10-footer off the glass is a beauty. So Lundy with her first basket makes 17-14. Quickly the other way, Alyssa Hanson lays it up and in. Nice play by Melville. Recognized Alyssa Hanson ahead of the pack, and she got her the ball. For her second basket at 17-16. Now quickly the other way. 3-pointer by Bogey. Air ball. Pocksteiner, though, chases down the rebound. So this is the pace Cal State LA wants to play, up and down, as a jump shot is good by Lee. So Lee has 6 points. And it's 19-16 as Williams into the front court. Now gets over to Alyssa Hanson. Samantha Hanson at the elbow. Backdoor pass to Alyssa Hanson. Nice play, lays it up and in. Nice 2-man game there, and Molly Goodenbauer does not like that defense at all, so she's going to call a quick timeout. And we'll take a quick break. 11:35 remaining here in the first half. Cal State LA is still trailing, but it's only 19-18 on the Cal State LA Athletics Network.
To laugh, and when the sun is out, I've got something I can laugh about.
Wherever you've been, whatever you've been through, we've got a warm welcome waiting for you. And that is only the beginning. Doubletree by Hilton, where the little things mean everything.
11:35 remaining in the first half. Cal State LA trailing by 1. Since this is our first broadcast of the year, we certainly would like to, reminisce. Hope you were able to watch the Golden Eagles' great run in the CCA Conference Tournament last year. They made it all the way to the title game before they lost a heartbreaker to Cal State Monterey Bay, but they had 2 incredible comebacks against Cal Poly Pomona and UC San Diego. It was certainly a program-changing year. There's no question about that. As underneath, Monet Lee runs over Powell, and it's an offensive foul. So Lee with her first personal, as Melville will bring it into the front court. So the Golden Eagles looking to get their first lead of the game, as Powell has it at the elbow, gives it off to Hanson. Hansen is cut off, gets it underneath to Melville. Melville out to Samantha Hansen. Samantha Hansen lays it up and in. So Samantha Hansen with 6 quick points. If you're new to the broadcast, as I said last year, Samantha Hansen and Alyssa Hansen are not related. They spell their last names differently, even though they did both come from the same college. They were both teammates to Orange Coast College. As a three-pointer is no good. Monet Lee gets the rebound, puts it up, no good. That shot is blocked by Samantha Hansen. Oh, she reached in. Tough break there. She did a good job of blocking Cochran's shot. And she commits the foul. It's her second foul. So Samantha Hansen's been very active here in the first half. But a little over-aggressive there after the great defensive play. She reached in. And now back to the free throw line, Cochran, who misses the free throw. So that's the first miss from the free throw line of the game for the Toros. They're 8 of 9 from the line. Bree Parsons comes back in for the Golden Eagles. So Hansen will sit down with those 2 fouls. We'll see if she sits down for the rest of the half with 10:37 remaining. As Cochran misses the second free throw. But Monet Lee gets the rebound. Boy, that's a tough one there. Get 2 missed free throws and you don't get the rebound. As Garcia gets it over to Pochsteiner. Drives the baseline, kicks out to Garcia. Looping pass over to Pochsteiner. Drives the baseline, cut off by Parsons. Nowhere to go. Kicks out to Garcia, 10 on the shot clock. Pochsteiner, three-pointer, no good. High for the rebound is Powell. So the Golden Eagles looking to run here. Powell gets off to Parsons, and they will slow it down. Now Melville fakes the three. Drives the lane all the way underneath, lays it up and in. Boy, she went by Pochsteiner like she was nailed to the floor. Just no resistance at all. And she got an uncontested layup to give the Golden Eagles a 3-point lead. Now Garcia, guarded by Williams. Gets it over to Lundy. Golden Eagles in his own defense. Now underneath, Cochran, spin move, a little 6-footer, no good. Fighting for the rebound, Powell gets it and she is fouled, I believe by Cochran. There were 2 players there. They could give it to either one. And they give it to Lee instead. So that'll take us to our second media timeout. 9:40 remaining here in the first half. Cal State LA has finally taking control of the lead here, 22-19 on the Cal State LA Athletics Network.
Girls with curls. I don't know about you, but my hair is crazy. Finally, it's time to stop hating your curls. I have to tell you about my new best friend, Mixed Chicks. Since I could hold a brush, I have been trying to tame my tresses. I never wore my hair curly. I had to use so many different products or I'd get frizz. Mixed Chicks has revolutionized curly hair. They are truly the only product designed for us. Whether you're black, white, Asian, Latin, Mediterranean, or any glorious combination of them all, Mixed Chicks is for you. Now all I need is Mixed Chicks and I have soft, sexy, defined curls that aren't heavy or sticky. Mixed Chicks is 100% vegan, completely affordable, and on Halle Berry's top must-have list. And the best news is now Mixed Chicks is available at Target. Soft, sassy, touchable curls are no longer out of reach. Pick up Mixed Chicks today at your neighborhood Target store or go to www.mixedchicks.net.
.940 remaining in the first half. Cal State LA with a 22-19 lead over Cal State Dominguez Hills. As I said, this is the first of 11 women's broadcasts here on the Cal State LA Athletics Network. The Golden Eagles, this will be their one and only home game in December. So we won't see you again until next year. I was going to play that trick and say, well, we'll see you again next year. And you'd say, boy, that was a quick season. But no, actually, their next home game won't be until 2013. They'll be on the road playing the University of Nevada this week. And then they have a tournament in Alaska as Williams has the ball in the front court. Gets it in low to Powell. She loses the ball, and she is fouled underneath. So we'll see who the foul's on. That's only the 5th team foul on the Toros, so that's not free throws yet. And the shot clock is reset, so Williams will inbound the ball on the baseline. The foul didn't get an announcement on who the foul was on. I believe it was on 33, Kira De Morales, who's just in the game for the Toros. As the Toros are in 2-3 zones, Alyssa Hansen gets over to Williams, wide open on the wing for 3, knocks it down. So Tassandra Williams with her second basket of the game, her 5th point. as the ball is stolen by Parsons. So nice play there to step in front of the pass. Melville looking to push, gets it off to Williams on the wing. She'll pull up from the same spot she just made one, knocks another one down. So 2 in a row for Cassandra Williams from the exact same spot, and she's heating up. It's 28-19. Of course, as I mentioned, Williams was huge last weekend. She had 2 big scoring games, including tying her career high with 24 points in that win over Cal State San Bernardino. She scored 10 of the final 11 points of the game in the last 3 minutes. As a pull-up 12-footer rolls around and rolls in. That's by Dee Morales. So Morales just in the game with her first basket. Makes it 28-21. Now Williams kicks it over to Melville. Melville looking for Parsons in the post. She can't get it to her. Now she finally does. Parsons fakes the shot. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Melville kicks it over in between Powell and Parsons. Now Parsons tries to kick it out. Gets it over to Williams. Williams fakes the 3. Pulls up for a 16-footer instead. Knocks it down. So Cassandra Williams cool under pressure. She knew she had plenty of time. She got the pump fake, got the defender out of the way, and had a wide open shot. As the other way, it's thrown right to Williams. Nice play there to step right into the only spot where that pass could have gone. Kicks it underneath to Alyssa Hanson. Pass too hot to handle, goes out of bounds. So that's the first turnover the Golden Eagles have had in a while as they finally got their offense flowing. And there'll be a quick 30-second timeout by Molly Goodenbauer. We'll stay right here. As Cal State LA with a 30-21 lead. The Golden Eagles, as I mentioned, were off to a pretty quick start this year. They got off to a 4-0 start before that tough loss to UC San Diego. They played Cal State Dominguez Hills earlier this year. They beat them at the Toro Dome 86-69. That's a game, once again, they trailed in the first half and had to roar back in the second half to pull that one out. That has certainly been something that's been a reoccurring theme this year. The interesting story about this game is the Toros almost are as used to the Eagles' Nest as the Golden Eagles are. This is the 3rd game this year at the Eagles' Nest for the Toros. They played in the Cal State LA Thanksgiving Classic over Thanksgiving weekend. The Golden Eagles, this is only their 4th home game of the year. So both these teams very familiar with these surroundings. The Toros split their games in the Cal State LA Thanksgiving Classic. They lost handily to Point Loma Nazarene before coming back to demolish Fresno Pacific. That is their only win of this season. As Garcia has the ball in the front court, gets off to Pocksteiner. So Lee, Lundy, Cochran, Garcia, and Pocksteiner, the starting 5 back in for the Toros. Cochran pulls up for 3 and knocks it down. So that's first basket of the half for Cochran. Makes it a 30-24 game. Williams gets it over to Parsons, whips it over to Lacey Gibbons back in the game. Gibbons hasn't seen much action here in the first half. Now Hanson off to Gibbons, wide open for 3. Same spot Williams hits hers off the heel. Tough break there. Garcia tries to save the ball, throws it. Boy, luckily Cochran gets it before it goes to the Toros bench. Looked like she had nowhere to save it, but she found a spot to. Kicked over to Garcia, wide open for 3, knocks it down. So Garcia, call me crazy, but she reminds me of a Cal State LA player from last year. If you remember Erica Ruiz, she played the last couple of years for the Golden Eagles. She wore that same number 2 uniform number, similar stature, and certainly similar game except for the outside shot as Williams misses that layup. Erica Ruiz was a deadly 3-point shooter. Of course, Garcia knocked down that 3. She'd have to go a long ways further to match the outside prowess of Erica Ruiz, who when she got hot from 3, she would knock down several. As Powell gets off to Williams. Of course, this is a very young Toros team. As I said, they have 8 freshmen. Molly Goodenbauer in the first year of rebuilding this program. As a pull-up 15-footer by Parsons is an air ball. And coming the other way, a quickly lead pass to Garcia. Powell rejects the shot. Great block by Powell. She was not fooled by the fake. As Powell one-on-one the other way, running 5-footer, banks it off the glass and good. Nice individual effort on both ends by Kasia Powell. She'll go to the line looking to complete the 3-point play. So the foul is on Lundy. Boy, Powell does not look like a freshman, and she's been valuable in the early going here for the Golden Eagles. As I've said before, there's a reason for that as Lewis and Hanson come back in for Cal State LA. She is from Mater Dei High School, and if you're not familiar with Southern California hoops, Mater Dei is the gold standard for high school basketball here in Southern California. Powell in her 4 years won 4 league championships, 4 CIF championships, 3 state championships, and 2 national championships with Mater Dei. And she was the most improved player on the team 2 years in a row. She averaged 9 points and 4 rebounds as a senior, so she certainly comes from a fine pedigree at Mater Dei High School. And she has not struggled like many freshmen do coming into college, and they're with good reason. As it's 33-27, as underneath, a blocking foul is called, and I believe it's Melville. She had her hands up. Sure enough, that's her second foul of the half, so the fouls are starting to build up for Cal State LA. Lee will go back to the free throw line. Already in the first half, Lewis has 2 fouls, Melville now with 2, and Samantha Hansen with 2, as that free throw is good by Lee. So we'll see if they keep Melville in the game with almost 6 minutes remaining in the first half. Lee has made all 5 of her free throws. She has 7 points in the game, so she's made a living from the line. As soon as I say it, she misses it, so I guess the jinx worked there. And it's 33-28. Now Melville gets off to Lacey Gibbons. Now Powell gets it over to Lewis. Kicks into the corner, wide open for 3. Melville knocks it down. So Melville knocks down the 3-pointer. And that makes it a 36-28 game. Now in low. Little 5-foot hook shot is good. That is by Joy Bertrand in the game for the Toros. 6'2" freshman from Cerritos. Now Lewis. Toros have pretty much been in the zone defense the whole half. Golden Eagles have had to knock down some outside shots to try and combat it as Samantha Hansen goes inside and she is fouled. So she'll go to the line. She was shooting. That'll be 2 free throws, even though it's the 17th foul on the Toros. And that'll take us once again to immediate timeout. 4:59 left to go in the first half. Hansen will shoot the free throws when we come back. Cal State LA with a 36-30 lead over Cal State Dominguez Hills on the Cal State LA Athletics Network.
Welcome to the Pepsi Refresh Project. This year we're giving millions to fund ideas that will refresh the world. Your ideas, voted on by the public. Here's how it works. Submit your ideas at refresheverything.com for a chance to win a Pepsi Refresh grant. Ideas can be submitted in 6 categories: health and fitness, arts and culture, neighborhoods, the planet, education, food and shelter. Vote for ideas you care about at refresheverything.com and help them become a reality. Everyone can vote for up to 10 ideas each day. Help promote good ideas using our Facebook and Twitter tools. The ideas with the most votes will receive a Pepsi Refresh grant to make them happen. So could a soda really make the world a better place? With your help, it will. What do you care about? Join the Pepsi Refresh Project. Thousands of ideas, millions in grants. Every Pepsi refreshes the world.
One love, one blood, one people.
4:59 remaining in the first half. I neglected to mention at the beginning of the broadcast, the Golden Eagles have 2 new assistant coaches this year. Megan Nelson, who was a former assistant at Northwest Missouri State, comes to the Golden Eagles for her first year here, and Derek Florence, who has 10 years of coaching experience, among other places at Compton Centennial High. He also has a youth basketball organization targeting inner-city underprivileged girls. He sang the national anthem before this game started. Boy, if you heard that, he did a fantastic job singing the national anthem as Samantha Hansen misses the first free throw. Samantha Hansen, her second year with the Golden Eagles. Last year, she started 6 games, averaged 5 points a game. She came from Orange Coast College, as I said before, same college as Alyssa Hansen. They are not related, even though they've been teammates at both places, as she misses both free throws. So the other way. Now in the game, the ball dumped underneath to Bertrand. Bertrand kicks it in low, laid up and in by Pocksteiner. Nice play there by Bertrand to find the open teammate. 9 points for Pocksteiner, and it's 36-32. So the Toros will not go away. They've kept this game close, even after the Golden Eagles made their big run, as that ball's fumbled out of bounds by Melville. The pass was a bit behind her by Lacey Gibbons, and she could not hang on to it. Making her first appearance this year for the Golden Eagles, in this game, is number 33, Rochelle Nahara, a 5'8" senior from Rowland Heights. This is Nahara's second year with the Golden Eagles. She was with the team last year. As the ball kicked underneath, jumper off the heel, no good. Now Monet Lee goes right around, lays it up and in. Boy, Matador Olay defense there. Williams just let her go right by for the layup. 36-34, now Nahara kicks it out to Gibbons, swings around to Williams. Nahara posting up. Powell gets over to Melville. Melville gets into Nahara, who travels before she could pass the ball to Williams. It's too bad because Williams had a layup, but they called the travel first. So the Toros will bring it up, looking to tie this one once again. As underneath, Bertrand kicks it in low. Shot no good. That was by Wilson. And the Golden Eagles quickly bring it the other way. Melville gets off to Williams. Same spot she had 2 threes before, and it's an air ball. Boy, you don't see that too often. Air ball from Cassandra Williams. She was wide open, but she just could not get that one to go. So that's her first miss from downtown of the game. She's the leading scorer in the first half for Cal State LA with 10 points. As Lundy looking to coach Molly Goodenbauer for what to run. You'll probably see a lot of that this year from the Toros as they're learning a new offense with a lot of freshman young players. Underneath, Lee is slapped and fouled by Nahara. So first foul on Nahara, 19th foul on the Golden Eagles. It'll be 2 free throws by Lee. And boy, I've said 2 free throws by Lee a lot in this first half. This will be her 7th and 8th free throws of the half. She has been money from the free throw line, pardon the pun, but she makes the free throw. And she has 10 points in this first half. 6 of them from the free throw line, and she can tie the game with this second free throw. Lee misses it off the front rim, so the Golden Eagles still have the lead. Lee, a 5'7" freshman from Huntington Beach, as Melville brings it in the front court. Gets it off to Williams. Now Gibbons, looking for someone to give it to, gets it over to Powell. Williams picks across court. Gibbons straight away for 3. That's more her spot, but she throws up an air ball. That's 2 airball 3-pointers in a row by the 2 best 3-point shooters on the Golden Eagles roster. Both Gibbons and Williams tied for the team lead last year with 30 3-pointers made. Gibbons had the school record earlier this year with 7 3-pointers in the win over Point Loma Nazarene, in which the team had a school record on their own 14 3-pointers made. And boy, you never see that. Just really unusual. Maybe it's the early afternoon start. Who knows? Pocksteiner gets over to Cochran. Pulls up off the glass. No good. Melville fighting for the rebound. It goes to Wilson. In low to Cochran. Runs over a player. Lays it in. And they count the basket and call the foul. So Nahara looked like she was in pretty good position there, but they call the blocking foul. So that gives the Toros the lead. And Cochran will look to extend that lead from the free throw line. Cochran has missed her only 2 free throws in the first half, and boy, that one looked like it was going to miss. Hit the heel, hit the front rim, and rolled in, so a friendly bounce there. And the scoreboard is a little behind, but it's 38-36 as Powell whips it underneath, the ball tipped away by Cochran, and it'll stay with the Golden Eagles. And the shot clock still says 30, so they got to reset that as Garcia will come in for the Toros. Several new subs for the Golden Eagles. Number 2, Kiara DeMarco, one of the Golden Eagles' new players, a 5'4" freshman from Santa Barbara, is in. Also, Alicia Belt, number 15, in for the Golden Eagles. This is her second year. 5'8" senior from Carson. And number 41, Devin Riesebos, her second year at the Golden Eagles, as Williams pulls up for 3, off the rim, no good. Melville fighting for the rebound along with Belt. Tipped, and Lundy gets the ball quickly. Head to Garcia, 2-on-0. Now Cochran gets it underneath to Garcia. Good job by Williams to get back, along with DeMarco, as that shot is missed. Quickly, Williams comes the other way. She doesn't have numbers, and she'll think better of it. Now Melville kicks it over to DeMarco for 3. No good. Now Garcia, as the Toros will reset with a 2-point lead as we're approaching the 2-minute mark to go in the first half. Diving for the ball. Melville ties up with Cochran, and the possession will stay with the Toros. They have the arrow. So Lee comes back in for the Toros. They certainly don't want her out of the game long. She's their leading scorer in the first half with 10 points. Bertrand will sit down. So the Toros going small once again. That's a trademark you'll see from both these teams. They like to go small with a guard-oriented lineup. That certainly speeds up the tempo. Helps them get out in transition. As double-teamed, Lee gets it over, whipped around to Cochran in the corner, pulls up for three, no good. Rizabos goes to get the rebound. Kicks out to Melville, quickly ahead to Alicia Bell, who fumbles the ball, loses it to Garcia. And now Garcia dribbles it off her foot. Luckily gets it back. Kicks it off to Lee. Lee whips it underneath. Oh, Wilson blows the layup, but gets it back and lays it up and in. So the Golden Eagles are being out-hustled here, as the Toro fans certainly like that in attendance. It's 40-36. Score approaching 1 minute to go in the first half. Now Williams kicks it over to DeMarco. DeMarco whips it across court to Melville, fakes the three. Melville fakes again. DeMarco wide open for three. She knew she missed it. She went after the rebound. She bats it down, but it gets up to Garcia. Garcia off to Wilson. Wilson kicks it to Lee. A long two-pointer. Her foot was on the line. She knocks it down, and Janelle Jones is not happy at all. She's going to take a timeout. We will too. 51.9 seconds remaining in the first half. Cal State OA is trailing 42-36 to Cal State Dominguez Hills on the Cal State OA Athletics Network.
You're going to love the steak combos at Sizzler. Tender choice aged tri-tip sirloin, hand cut in-house and flame grilled to perfection. Served with succulent jumbo fried shrimp or Sizzler's famous Malibu chicken. Or a mouth-watering grilled shrimp skewer. For a limited time, starting at just $9.99. Sizzler steak combos. You can't find a better value, so come hungry. Starting at just $9.99. No one brings more to the table than Sizzler.
51.9 seconds remaining in the first half. The Toros are on a huge run. Cal State OA led 36-28 with 5:33 remaining in the first half, and they have not scored a point since then, so almost 5 minutes without a point, and the Toros have gone on a 16-0 run to turn an 8-point deficit into a 6-point lead. So we'll see if Cal State OA can break the scoring drought before halftime. Remember, they were on a huge scoring drought to start the game. They did not score their first points until 3 minutes were gone in the game, as Williams gets over to Alyssa Hansen, gets a screen from Rizabos. Boy, almost traveled, gets it to Rizabos right at the free throw line, hands off to Williams, off a running shot by DeMarco, banks it up and in, so nice basket there from Kiara DeMarco. That's her first basket of the half, so that makes it 42-38. That was a welcome sight for the Golden Eagles, who hadn't sniffed a basket in a long time, as the Toros will look to run for the last shot here. The shot clock is about a second ahead of the game clock. They're almost even. As 9 seconds on the shot clock. Now in low, Poxar ball turned over. Quickly coming the other way is DeMarco. Little 5-foot runner, no good, and a blocking foul is called with 2.8 seconds remaining in the first half. So DeMarco looked like she took off from a little further out than she would have liked, but she got bailed out by the foul. Garcia with the foul, so two commits the foul on two. And DeMarco will go to the line. DeMarco came from Dos Pueblos High School, where she was the team MVP as a junior and senior. She earned all Santa Barbara County honors last year, averaging almost 14 points a game and 3 steals. Her minutes really jumped the last game, so she got some valuable minutes and took advantage of it against San Bernardino, and she's certainly getting more minutes here today. As the free throw bounces, no good. In that San Bernardino game, DeMarco played 17 minutes and scored 6 points. As the second free throw is good. So that makes it 42-39. We'll see if the Toros can get off a shot. As Garcia at half court, wild 50-foot runner is no good. And that takes us to the break. So the Golden Eagles got off to their slow start once again. Looked like they'd taken control when they got up to as big as an 8-point lead, but then they let the Toros go on a huge run when they could not get any offense going at all. And the Toros regained their lead and made it 6 points before the Golden Eagles got the last couple points of the half. And that's where we stand right now, so a very back and forth first half. And we'll see what's in store for us in the second half, as we are at halftime here at the Eagles Nest. Cal State Dominguez Hills with a 42-39 lead over Cal State LA. I'll take a break for a few minutes. I'll be back in a few minutes with first half stats in the beginning of the second half. Don't go anywhere. This should be an exciting second half here on the Cal State LA Athletics Network.
Life of the Balance is how we distinguish ourselves from the other two divisions.
Presidents and chancellors from Division II institutions were talking about what was happening with Division II. Out of that initial summit emerged a consensus.
Our basic goals of how we want our students to develop and mature and the kinds of experiences we think that are valuable for them were really reflected in what the strategic positioning platform of Division II encourages.
It's united our membership.
This is my 14th year in Division II, and our platform has been one of the best things that have ever happened to Division II. We've defined who we are.
I see it in our student athletes who really sort of swell their chests up and are really proud of who they are and what they do.
I talk about our student-athlete experience at Division II, about being really, truly life in the balance.
The administration and the presidents have done a good job saying there will be balance. You can have your 3 hours a day, but after that, they're mine or they're the faculty members.
We have to make sure that every student-athlete has a broad experience in terms of academic opportunity, career opportunity, commitment to the community, understanding who they are, growing up, and being good competitors athletics.
I want our student athletes to be involved in student government. I want our student athletes to participate in the music programs that we have on campus, in the theater programs, in the student organizations such as Students in Free Enterprise. That to me is life in the balance. It's not just academics and athletics.
Many of our student athletes are leaders on campus. They take the initiative for community engagement projects.
We've all heard the cliche that most of the learning, occurs outside of the classroom. Well, that's the social aspect. That's the social responsibility aspect.
One of the great things about Division II is your proximity to the action. You're right there. You're not going to be in nosebleed seats. Conversely, you hear a lot more and you see a lot more. And so we have a responsibility to our fans, not only to put on a good product on the floor, but one that mom and dad feel good about with their son or daughter with them.
It is a balanced program of academics, athletics, and community outreach.
25% of our student athletes receive no athletics aid at all.
The partial scholarship model actually allows a lot more students to participate in athletics as scholarship athletes. But it says to the students, you're partially an athlete, you're partially a scholar.
It allows students who would not otherwise have an opportunity to go to college to do so.
Spirit of Division II, it's students first and student success first. I'm always reminded that Miles Brand used to say that we're an educational association, not a sports association. And I think we really took that to heart at Division II.
I believe that we have an opportunity to create in Division II a vision that the Knight Commission has been talking about for a long time, about the appropriate role of intercollegiate athletics.
Life in the balance gives students the flexibility to make choices.
It was a spark and then a slow fire, and now it's igniting. And I really think it is across a lot of our campuses.
The idea is that every student athlete should have as full a possible life experience while an undergraduate as we can afford.
I'm the president of the University of Indianapolis.
President, West Texas A&M University.
And I chose
Division II.
And I chose Division II.
It is halftime here at the Eagles Nest where it's surprisingly the Cal State Dominguez Hills Toros are leading Cal State LA 42-39. Let's quickly get to the halftime stats. For the Golden Eagles, they were led in scoring by Cassandra Williams with 10. Paige Melville had 9. Samantha Hansen had 6 before she picked up those 2 fouls and had to come out of the game. So did Alyssa Hansen. Keisha Powell had 5 points, and Kiara DeMarco had a 3-pointer. For the Toros, they were led in scoring by Monet Lee, who had 12 points. She had 6 points from the free throw line, 6 of 8. Julia Pockensteiner had 9 points. Cochran had 6 points. Brianna Garcia had 5. Wilson had 4 points. Lundy, Bertrand, and De Morales all had 2 points. For the half, the Golden Eagles, believe it or not, shot 50%, 17 of 34. Toros were only 14 of 35, 40%. Of course, as I said, the difference, the big difference, the free throw line. The Toros 11 of 15 from the free throw line, where the Golden Eagles were only 2 of 5. They did not get there. And the Golden Eagles were 3 of 12 from three-point range. They're usually a pretty good three-point shooting team. They were not in the first half. Both teams were about even in turnovers. 6 for Cal State LA, 7 for Cal State Dominguez Hills. And basically it was a first half of runs. Golden Eagles led by 8 points at 36-28. And actually the run the Toros went on was a 14-0 run. I'd said earlier 16-0 run, but it was actually 14-0 to make it 42-36 as the Golden Eagles did not score a basket in almost 5 minutes. Golden Eagles finally finished the half with the final 3 points thanks to DeMarco. And that's where we stand. As I said, this is our first broadcast of the year. Next Cal State LA women's broadcast won't be until the new year on January 4th against Cal State East Bay. The Golden Eagles travel to Nevada to take on the University of Nevada on December 12th. They then play a tournament in Alaska. I looked it up. The distance to Alaska is 2,342 miles, so it's probably one of the longest road trips they've ever had in their history. They will fly there and play 3 games in the middle of December before coming back home on January 4th to play Cal State East Bay. That'll be our next broadcast of women's basketball. As in the front court now, Williams whips it around out there to Marco, starting the second half along with Kelly Lewis, so Samantha Hansen. So Coach Jones clearly not happy with what she saw in the first half. Several new starters. The only 2 holdovers from the first half are Paige Melville and Cassandra Williams. As the ball fumbled underneath, Garcia pull up 16-footer, no good. Fighting for the rebound, Lewis gets it. Quickly Melville the other way. So let's see if the Golden Eagles can get up and down quicker here and maybe force some turnovers and get their transition game going. I mean, that is usually the key to their success. They force turnovers and get transition layups. That is the recipe to success for Gerald Jones, and she did not see any of that in the first half. As Cassandra Williams gets it over to Melville, Melville to Lewis. Hansen post up inside. They finally get it to her. Turnaround 5-footer is not close. Didn't hit the rim. Melville luckily hustles to Cochran to get the tie-up. Possession arrow, though, will stay with the Toros. For the Toros, they have the same 5 players that started the game. Cochran, Lundy with the ball. Pocksteiner, Lee, and Garcia. Of course, why would you change anything? It was certainly a recipe for success in the first half. As Garcia kicks off to Pocksteiner, straight away for 3, knocks it down. So she has 12 points in the game. That makes it 45-39. Now quickly whip cross court. Melville fakes the shot, gets underneath off the feet of Samantha Hansen and turned over. Boy, the Golden Eagles just do not look sharp at all right now. Quite frankly, it still doesn't look like they've woken up for a Sunday afternoon game. As Melville, all the way underneath through 3 defenders, lays it up and doesn't draw iron. Are you kidding me? And a foul. DeMarco commits the foul, and after that, so Samantha Hansen will quickly come out, and Keisha Powell will come back in as the Toros will inbound the ball. So the Toros trying to get their largest lead of the game. It was 7 in the first half. As underneath shot, no good. Ball knocked out of bounds and will stay with Cal State Dominguez Hills, and they'll get a reset on the shot clock. So the Toros, boy, right now, out hustling the Golden Eagles and getting all the breaks too, along with all the trips to the free throw line, as Monet Lee In low, kicks it out. Now it's whipped around, wide open for three. Pocksteiner in and out. Lee gets the rebound, puts it up and puts it in. So 14 points for Monet Lee. You can take your pick about which player would be the player of the game for the Toros right now. They have a couple different candidates. As in low to Williams. Williams, almost stumbled and traveled. Puts off the glass. She misses it. Melville fumbles the ball around. It goes to DeMarco. Now over to Melville, and she traveled. So Cochran will sit down. Another Cal State LA turnover. Boy, the turnovers have been piling up. Now the other way. Underneath Garcia, lays it up and lays it in. She beat the Golden Eagles down the court, 49-39. 10-point lead for Cal State Dominguez Hills, believe it or not. Remember, this is a young team that was 1-6 coming into this game, 0-3 in the conference. This is a team Cal State LA beat by 17 points at the Toro Dome just a month ago. As that free throw is no good. And a loose ball foul on the rebound. They get Powell. So just nothing going right for Cal State LA. Chanel Jones must be at her wit's end as she's finally going to call a timeout, see if she can figure out what to do here. 16:53 remaining in the second half. Cal State LA is trailing by their biggest margin of the game, 49-39.
The NCAA Division II student-athlete experience goes beyond the classrooms and playing fields. It means a commitment to service and community, helping organizations like the Make-A-Wish Foundation by raising money to help grant the wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions. Kids like Jacob.
Some student-athletes gave of their time and their energy to raise the money.
It was fun to meet the squad.
NCAA Division II, training student-athletes for lifelong achievement.
Sierra Acker of Alhambra has the benefit of my family's over 80 years experience in the automotive industry. We can honestly say that there is no better time than now to purchase or lease a new or pre-owned vehicle at Sierra Acker of Alhambra. We have a terrific inventory of new and pre-owned vehicles, but more importantly, we have an experienced and knowledgeable staff to guide you with the luxury treatment you should expect as an Acura customer. Get the value you deserve at Sierra Acker of Alhambra. With 80-plus years of experience behind us, we know how.
16:53 remaining in the second half. Cal State LA looking for something to get them going, trailing 49-39. As Garcia gets it over to Lundy. Rizabos comes back in for the Golden Eagles. So does Bree Parsons. As the ball kicked out for a three-pointer, and that's knocked down by Lundy. So fifth point for Lundy. It's 52-39. The lead just keeps growing for the Toros. This game is really starting to get away from the Golden Eagles as Melville misses the shot. Rizabos, boy, had an uncontested layup. She couldn't get it in, but she was fouled. So the foul's on Lundy, her second. So Rizabos certainly in the game, I'm sure, along with Parsons, to get some rebounds. Coach Jones is certainly not happy about the rebounding situation right now. Rizabos makes the free throw. And once again, just like the first half, a long drought ended. That is the first point of the second half by Cal State LA. And we're almost 4 minutes into the second half. So the Toros scored the first 10 points of the half before that one, as that free throw is good. Makes it 52-41. So that breaks another long run by the Toros, 10-0 run. Garcia thinks better of the shot, and Lee will reset. Now Lundy gets it over to Garcia, directing traffic, finally finds in the corner, three-pointer, plays good by Wilson. Boy, every shot the Toros seem to be throwing up now is finding the bottom of the net. Makes it 55-41. Now Melville fakes a three. Kicks underneath, bad pass. Boy, ill-advised pass, but it's turned over. 3-on-2 the other way. Lobbed underneath to Williams. She loses it off her leg, out of bounds. So Alyssa Hanson comes in. Melville will sit down. Janelle Jones must be at her wit's end thinking, what can I possibly do to turn this around right now? As Alyssa Hanson goes for the steal there and knocks it out of bounds. Quite frankly, this is the end right here where they're going to need to turn the game around. They are going to have to play better defense and force some turnovers, or they're not going to have any chance at all to come back in this game. As Lee gets over to Lundy. Now Garcia. Gets it over. A three-pointer is good by Lundy. Wow. This is unbelievable shooting from outside. And it seems like every three-pointer they're throwing up is going in. Janelle Jones is going to call yet another timeout. I don't know what she can do at this point. They're firing in bombs like that. Who knows? But we'll find out. 15:06 remaining. Cal State LA trailing by 16 points.
For nearly 6 decades, we've been the educational heart of Los Angeles. Our world-class programs have educated 4 generations of men and women to lead in their communities, to innovate in their fields, and to inspire with their lives. Cal State LA has opened the door to the American dream for thousands of men and women with our big city sophistication and our hometown college feel. Prepare yourself for a lifetime of learning. Your future starts today at Cal State LA.
15:06 remaining in the second half. You might hear they're playing the song Don't Stop Believing in the arena, but boy, you may need a Christmas miracle at this point for the Golden Eagles to try and pull this one out the way things are going. We'll see if they can turn things around. As Lewis gets it over to Parsons. Parsons gets it to Williams. Williams thinks better of a shot, gets out to Parsons, who fakes a three, pulls up for a 16-footer instead, knocks it down. So that's the first outside shot the Golden Eagles have seen gone down in quite a long time. We'll see if that spurs them on defensively, as they're certainly picking up their intensity. If any team knows miraculous comebacks, it's the Golden Eagles, I'll tell you that much. As Wilson whips the ball over to Pocksteiner. Pocksteiner guarded closely by Alyssa Hanson. Hanson right on top of her over to Monet Lee. Monet Lee spins in the lane, and she travels. So 14:23 remaining. And that'll take us now to the media timeout. So timeout on the floor. We'll see if they can finally put together a run. They're down 57-43. Cal State LA is on the Cal State LA Athletics Network.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Nuh-uh.
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 Okay, what are you guys doing?
We're trying to decide if dibs beats I saw it first does.
Wait, what?
Well, there's only one double-double left for our lunch meeting, and I saw it first.
No,
therefore it's mine.
No, I called dibs,
Yes,
which means the
dibs.
double-double
No.
should go to me. It's in the rule book.
Nuh-uh.
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 Yeah, well, you dress funny.
I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah?
Okay, children, listen, there's only one way to handle this.
Staring contest.
No, rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors.
No, boys, the only grown-up way to handle this is for... Whoa! Hang on, you guys! What is that over there?
What?
Where? Hey, where's she going?
Dude, I think she just took the last double-double.
That's so hot.
Yeah,
There's a fight. I get it.
No, dibs!
For the in-and-out nearest you, call toll-free 1-800-786-1000.
$14:23 remaining in the second half. Cal State LA trying to get anything going to get back in this game. Down by 14. Down by just 16 a minute ago. So we'll see if this same five, Cassandra Williams, Alyssa Hanson, who has the ball, Bree Parsons, Devin Riesebos, and Kelly Lewis, can get them going again as the Toros in a 2-3 zone. This has really seemed to give the Golden Eagles problems when the Toros switched to zone in the first half. As a three-pointer by Williams, straight away, no good. Alyssa Hanson underneath for the rebound, lays it up and lays it in. So there's the kind of hustle that's been missing right there from Alyssa Hanson and everybody else. That's her 8th point. Quickly, a three-pointer the other way, a hurried shot, no good. Riesebos fighting for the rebound, can't get it. Toros get another chance. Pocksteiner kicks it out for a three-pointer in the corner, no good. Fighting for the rebound, goes out of bounds and goes to Cal State LA. So you figure with all those three-point shots going in from the Toros everywhere they could fire it, that the odds would finally start to even out. So we'll see if that does happen. As the Toros have their starting five on the floor. Now in the front court, Williams gets over to Lewis. Back to Williams, looking inside. Hanson calling for the ball. Ooh, tough pass. Williams tried to get it to her, but that was just too tough a pass. Garcia the other way. Lays it up, no good, but she's fouled by Williams. So, boy, that's a momentum breaker right there, a turnover. And Tassandra knows better. She knows that was too tough of a pass to make. That's only the first foul on Williams, so if there's any good news, no player for the Golden Eagles is in serious foul trouble. I believe no Cal State LA player with more than 2 fouls as Garcia goes to the line. Free throw in and out. Powell coming back in. So Williams will, it'll be Parsons sitting down. So Janelle Jones trying to once again go with a quicker lineup. See if she can speed up the tempo and get her team more possessions to get them back in this game. As Garcia with a deep knee bend, in and out on the free throw. So 2 misses there. It's still a 12-point game. Now Williams gets over to Hanson and low to Rizabos. Now Kelly Lewis thinks about the three, thinks better of it. Lewis can knock down the three, and she takes a long three-pointer there, no good. Now Powell gets the offensive rebound underneath, gets bumped, puts it up and in. So nice effort there by Powell. Powell's been the one consistent player on the boards this whole game. As Lee gets it over for a long two-pointer by Hochsteiner, who knocks it in. So that puts it back up to 12 with under 13 minutes to go in the second half. Now Lewis. Rizabos cuts underneath. Powell gets it instead. Almost travels. Gets it to Alyssa Hanson, who lays it up and lays it in. So good ball movement there by the Golden Eagles. Ball finally moving around. That's the way to beat a zone. As Garcia gets it over to Pochsteiner. Three-pointer straight away. Good. So they have just not stopped knocking down those three-pointers. And that makes it really tough for Cal State LA to make a comeback when they keep keeping the Golden Eagles at arm's length with those threes. There's a 16-footer, no good. Cochran with the ball, gets it knocked away. Luckily goes to Lee. Lee quickly the other way. 1-on-2, kicks it out to Garcia. Long two-pointer in the corner, no good. Pochsteiner gets the loose ball out to Lundy. So the Toros will just run the time down. Under 12 minutes to go. Time isn't yet a factor, but if the score stays at this margin, it will be in a while. As ball knocked away off the missed shot. Lewis coming the other way. 3 Toros are back. Gets over to Alyssa Hanson. Hanson underneath to Sandra Williams. Nice pass. Lays it up and in. Nice bounce pass there by Hanson to Sandra Williams for 12th point. Makes it 62-51. Now Garcia kicks it over to Pochsteiner. Ball almost knocked away. Now Lee looking inside, and a timeout is called by Molly Goodenbauer. So something she didn't like. That's interesting. We'll take a quick break here. The Golden Eagles down by 11.
For nearly 6 decades, we've been the educational heart of Los Angeles. Our world-class programs have educated 4 generations of men and women to lead in their communities, to innovate in their fields, and to inspire with their lives. Cal State LA has opened the door to the American dream for thousands of men and women with our big city sophistication and our hometown college feel. Prepare yourself for a lifetime of learning. Your future starts today at Cal State LA.
.11:16 remaining in the second half. Cal State LA trailing 62-51. Every time it looks like they try to make a run, the Toros hit a big three-point shot that keeps the deficit at a very manageable amount for the Toros. As Lundy out there with Garcia, Wilson, Bertrand in the game now, and D. Morales, 33. So they have a few different players. The ball taken away by Powell. She picked her pocket. Underneath, lays up, blows the layup. All by herself. She missed the layup. She didn't even hit the rim. And Wilson the other way puts it up. Boy, you almost figured they'd score a basket after that, and they probably will here. A three-pointer is good. Sure enough by Lundy. Boy, you just had to know after you miss an uncontested shot like that they're going to come down and make you pay. And certainly did as Powell gets it underneath, puts up, and she is fouled. Boy, that's the way the game has gone. That's kind of a microcosm of the way things have gone today. Looked like they had a sure basket, and the ball didn't even hit the rim. First foul on Wilson as Powell will go to the free throw line. So as I said, Powell has the first free throw off the rim, no good. So he's certainly going to need to make free throws if you're going to get back into this one. Freshman from Mater Dei. She's certainly used to winning with her 4 years at Mater Dei. She couldn't be used to this right now. And several players on the Golden Eagles probably say that, as that free throw is no good also. So 2 missed free throws, almost like a turnover, as Garcia lays it up and lays it in. Went right by the defense. And that's just not like Cal State LA, to just let a player go right by them, right to the basket. For the most part, the energy just hasn't been there today. As the free throw, no good. Fighting for the rebound is Parsons. She can't get it. Now Bertrand gets off to Lundy, back to Bertrand. Rule 6-foot runner, no good. Wilson gets the rebound. Look at that. No Golden Eagle going to the ball. Finally goes to Powell. Jeez. I mean, they let Wilson get her own offensive rebound, and we're just standing there. I'm sorry, quite frankly, but that's, you just can't let that happen. I probably sound like Coach Jones, but that's just inexcusable. As the loose ball there and a foul, and Lewis with her head down. Knows she committed it, and that'll take us to a media timeout. So this game looks like it might have gotten away from the Golden Eagles. We'll take a break. 9:49 remaining in the second half. Still time left, but it's a 67-51 Cal State Dominguez Hills lead on the Cal State LA Athletics Network.
Maybe it's where we're located, in the heart of Los Angeles. Maybe it's the pride of 20,000 students a year who know about our world-class programs, our award-winning faculty, and our dedicated staff. Maybe it's the promise of a rewarding career in nursing, education, science, media, or the humanities. Maybe you should find out why. A tradition of lifetime learning at Cal State LA.
I love learning.
I believe in service. I am full of passion. I embody sportsmanship.
I trust in my resourcefulness.
I like balance.
That's why I chose
Division II.
9:49 remaining in the second half. Cal State LA down 67-51 as the Toros quickly bring it to the front court. So this is certainly a much different Cal State LA team than we've seen the whole year, quite frankly. I mean, they haven't put an effort up like this. I mean, the UC San Diego game, they were really never in, but that UC San Diego team, I think even the Toros will admit, are a much better team than the team the Golden Eagles are playing today. And just the effort just isn't there today, as Bertrand has it in the front court, off to Lundy, pulls up for three straight away with 1 second on the shot clock, knocks it down. So another three-pointer for Lundy. She has 14 points in the game. And it's 70-51, the Toros' largest lead of the game. As Parsons, at the three-point line, looking for someone to give it to, gives it over the corner, wide open for three for DeMarco. So Kiara DeMarco back into the game, gets her second basket. And I thought they called it a three, but only 2 points are up, so it must have been a long two. So 70-53. Guess her foot was on the line. As Bertrand, spin move on Parsons, can't make the shot. Parsons gets the rebound. Let's see if the Golden Eagles look to run. Hanson in the front court. Gets it over to Williams. Pulls up. That one is a long two, and that's good. So a tough break there. Those are valuable points. 2 straight shots where foot was on the three-point line. Garcia has to save the ball. Goes to Williams. 3 Toros are back. Williams coming the other way. Pulls up for a quick 18-footer. Bounces 3 times, 4 times. No good. Gibbons fighting for the rebound. Goes off to Wilson. Wilson off to Lundy. Lundy in the front court. And the Toros will slow it down. Time is certainly on their side. It's their friend. And Molly Goodenbauer, I think, is going to say that in this timeout as she takes timeout. So we'll take a quick break with 8:04 remaining. Cal State LA still trailing by 15 points. We'll see if they can make some effort to get back into this one when we come back.
Girls with curls, I don't know about you, but my hair is crazy. Finally, it's time to stop hating your curls. I have to tell you about my new best friend, Mix Chicks. Mix Chicks has revolutionized curly hair. I no longer fear frizz. Tame your curls with Mix Chicks. All I need is Mix Chicks, and I have soft, sexy, defined curls that aren't heavy or sticky. 100% vegan, always affordable, and the secret of the Hollywood elite. Pick up Mix Chicks today at your neighborhood Target store or go to www.mixchicks.net.
I chose Division II because athletes graduate at a higher rate.
I can stay closer to home and be an important part of the community. I chose Division II because I can double major
And take part in campus activities.
I chose Division II because classrooms are smaller.
Students have more time with their instructors.
And I can compete for a national championship. I chose Division II for all these reasons and more.
I chose Division II.
8:04 remaining. Cal State LA still trailing by 15. They got a couple of transition baskets, a couple of long two-pointers, but they still have a long ways to go to cut into this deficit. As the Toros bring the ball in the front court, the ball knocked away and stolen. There's a turnover. Williams coming the other way, kicks it over to Parsons. Actually, the pass was intended for Melville. Parsons took it and missed the shot. Boy, that's a tough break. That pass was intended for Melville. Parsons intercepted it and put up a kind of a wild running shot, and it wasn't close. But of course, she didn't know that Melville was behind her. Three-pointer is no good. Fighting for the rebound, it goes. Melville fighting for it, gets it, and it's a held ball. And this time, the possession arrow finally does go with the Golden Eagles. So 7:31 remaining. As Powell comes in for the Golden Eagles, Garcia will come back in for the Toros. Alyssa Hansen sits down for Cal State LA. So Janelle Jones trying to put together any combination she can think of to get some hustle and effort going, probably especially on defense, as Parsons puts it up and puts it in. That's a nice pass from Williams. She tried to make a pass earlier with a defender right in front of her, and that caused the turnover. There was no defender in the way that time. Makes it 70-57, so this is the closest the Golden Eagles have been in a little while, but Garcia wide open for three. Off the rim, no good. Powell, nice box out for the rebound. And they called a foul. Was it on the shot? I guess it was. I guess it was on the shot. Boy, and if that was on the shot, that might be 3 free throws. No, it's out of bounds. I don't know what that foul was on. I must have missed that. Because underneath, Powell had the rebound, but they called the foul on Parsons. As Lundy has the ball near half court. Gets it off to Lee. Lee over to Cochran. Cochran pulls up for three. Off the backboard, no good. Fighting for the rebound and a reach-in by DeMarco. Didn't need to do that. So that's already the 6th team foul on the Golden Eagles. So that means they're out of fouls for the rest of the game. Dominguez Hills with only 2 team fouls here in the second half. So Lundy will inbound it on the baseline underneath the Toros basket. Gets off to Pocksteiner in low. Bertrand, a little left-handed runner, no good. Powell gets the rebound. Golden Eagles down by 13. Now Williams. Cal State LA can't take much time here getting into their offense. Now Williams gets over to Melville, fakes the shot, but drives the baseline. Kid ball deflected and stolen. She was trying to get to Parsons. Underneath Garcia, lays it up and lays it in. So a transition basket off a turnover there for the Toros. You're used to seeing that from the Golden Eagles, but Dominguez Hills has been much more successful at doing that so far today. Now DeMarco pulls up for three, no good. Ball goes to Pocksteiner. It's almost knocked away, but it gets to Lee. Coming up 2-on-1. Ball knocked away by Lee, and a blocking foul is called on Williams. That's an interesting call. Looked like she was there for a long time, but they say she was moving. So that'll be a, we'll see if it's a 1-and-1 here for Lee. That's a 17th foul. Boy, it looked like Williams was set. I'll tell you, that looked like a charge for sure, but they called it a block. Of course, the way luck has gone for the Golden Eagles today, you figured that would probably be the call. As there's a wet spot on the floor, so that Janelle Jones will take this time to talk to her team. Timeout is called. 6:07 remaining in the second half. Cal State LA trailing by 15.
Girls with curls, I don't know about you, but my hair is crazy. Finally, it's time to stop hating your curls. I have to tell you about my new best friend, Mix Chicks. Mix Chicks has revolutionized curly hair. I no longer fear frizz. Tame your curls with Mix Chicks. All I need is Mix Chicks, and I have soft, sexy, defined curls that aren't heavy or sticky. 100% vegan, always affordable, and the secret of the Hollywood elite. Pick up Mix Chicks today at your neighborhood Target store or go to www.mixchicks.net.
6:07 remaining. The teams are quickly back out on the court. I believe Lee will go to the line, and it is a 1-and-1, so they don't say she was shooting at least, but it'll be a 1-and-1. Of course, the Toros have been, for the most part, very good from the free throw line in this game. As Lee looking to add to her point total. Knocks it down. So that makes it 73-57. So she'll get the second free throw here. So the Golden Eagles, right when they get a sniff of trying to get back into this game, the Toros answer right back. That's the way it's been this whole game. As Lee looking to extend the lead back to 17. And off the heel, no good. Melville gets the rebound. Quickly up to Williams. Williams, 3 Toros back, goes through 3 Toros, puts it up and is fouled. Williams, quite frankly, probably trying hard to get her team back in the game. Maybe a little too hard, but she got the foul there. Going 1-on-3. So that foul was on Garcia. That's her third foul. So Williams puts it up and in. She's the Golden Eagles' leading scorer on the day. She has 15 points. Now puts it up and in. So that makes it 73-59. 16 on the game. Underneath Wilson, lays up, blows the layup, and trying to get the ball out. Parsons is fouled. But still, though, that's only, I believe, the 4th team foul on the Toros. Fouls on Wilson. So the Golden Eagles are nowhere near the bonus. As they will bring the ball into the front court. Now it's kicked over to Lewis. Swings it cross court to Melville. Melville swings it back to Lewis. Kicks it underneath the Parsons, who lays it up and lays it in. So Parsons gets her second basket of the game, makes it 73-61. Now shot is no good. Going for the loose ball, Garcia gets it. So Parsons couldn't get to it before Garcia did. Now Garcia has the ball knocked away. Gets over to Pocksteiner, and an offensive foul is called on Bertrand. That was inside. So Bertrand with her first foul. And that's the 5th team foul on the Toros. The Golden Eagles will bring it up. It's a 12-point game right now, but there's only 5:13 remaining, so time is certainly going to become a factor now. As Lewis, looking inside, Parsons can't get it to her. Gets it instead to Williams. In the middle to Powell. Powell gets it to Parsons, out to Melville. Now Williams pulls up for 3. She doesn't hesitate to shoot, misses. Fighting for the loose ball, reaching in, and they call a held ball. But the possession arrow will go to the Toros, and a technical foul, I believe, on Bertrand, I believe. So she was not happy with that held ball call. She must have said something the official heard, and she teed her up. So Cassandra Williams will go to the line to try and make this a 10-point game. Boy, any little break like that the Golden Eagles can get, they certainly need. So we'll see if Williams can knock down these 2 free throws. She knocks down the first. 4:53 remaining, so I believe after this we'll be going to immediate timeout. As the second free throw is also good. So 73-63. And 4:53 remaining. They're inbounding the ball. We'll see if the officials notice it. There should have been a timeout there. They missed it, so. Well, anyway, Lundy has the ball in the front court. Gets it over to Garcia. Golden Eagles playing a little trapping defense. Lewis and Powell both out there. Might be the first time in the game that's happened. A reach-in foul by Parsons. Boy, didn't need to do that. And Golden Eagles are over the limit, so that'll put the Toros at the line for a 1-and-1. That certainly makes it difficult. And a little delayed, but we got the media timeout now. 4:40 remaining in the second half. Don't go anywhere. The Golden Eagles trying to make an incredible comeback here. They're down 73-63 on the Cal State LA Athletics Network.
The California Collegiate Athletic Association. 12 public institutions, 12 sports venues, 11 championships each year. A Division II conference born in 1939, the CCAA is holder of an unprecedented 149 national championships. From the redwoods of Northern California to the sunny beaches in the South, student athletes who compete in the CCAA also contribute to the community through programs such as the Student Athlete Advisory Committee and excel in the classroom, with 453 earning CCAA All-Academic Honors in 2010. The CCAA, a proud member of NCAA Division II.
Good day, sunshine. Good day, sunshine. I need to laugh, and when the sun is out, I've got something I can laugh about.
Wherever you've been, whatever you've been through, we've got a warm welcome waiting for you. And that is only the beginning. Doubletree by Hilton, where the little things mean everything.
4:40 remaining. Cal State LA down by 10 to Cal State Dominguez Hills, 73-63. Sandra Williams just made 2 technical free throws before the break, and now going to the line will be Cochran. As a reach-in foul by Parsons. Parsons not in the game anymore. Golden Eagles have to be ready for the rebound here, and that went in and out, and the rebound goes to Lewis. So DeMarco comes into the game now. Excuse me, Parsons is out there. So Powell, Sandra Williams underneath the Parsons all alone, lays it up and lays it in. So nice play there by Williams after having a turnover the first time she tried that, and a traveling violation right there. Nice defense by Powell. So a missed 1-and-1 followed by a turnover. This is the closest Cal State LA has been since the beginning of the half, 73-65. There's still 4:25 remaining. So, boy, that's one reason to watch Golden Eagle games. They are never boring, I'll tell you that much. They will find themselves behind in several games, but it seems like there's not a deficit they can't overcome. But we'll see if they can pull this one out of their hat like Houdini. As Williams, they're getting ready to inbound the ball. I guess there was some moisture on the court. As the Golden Eagle bench trying to implore their team to keep their energy up. As I said, there's still plenty of time left, 4:25 left. And finally, we're ready to go. DeMarco will bring it into the front court. Off to Lewis. Lewis over to Powell. Powell, defender falls down. Parsons all alone, lays up, blows the layup. Oh! And then a reach-in foul. Oh, what a bad break there. Parsons was all by herself. And a traveling violation, no. So a break there. It looked like they were going to call a reach-in foul. The officials got together and called a travel instead. They changed the call. So Molly Goodenbauer, very unhappy over on the Toros bench, asking for an explanation. Officials not giving her one as Williams inbounds the ball on the baseline. So a break there for the Golden Eagles as Lewis kicks it out to Parsons. Open for a long three, I believe. And Powell fights the rebound, gets it, but falling out of bounds, throws it away. Now Williams going for loose ball underneath. It goes to Bertrand. And a foul is called. So that'll be a 1-and-1. Boy, tough break there. So the Golden Eagles got the ball back. They couldn't capitalize on it. This is the 19th foul, so this will be the last time the Toros go to the line to shoot 1-and-1. Every free throw situation after this one will be 2 free throws the rest of the game as Melville comes back in. DeMarco will sit down. So Cal State LA, once again going with a mixed lineup with Powell and Lewis in there, along with 3 starters. As that free throw is no good, Powell boxes out for the rebound. Boy, she is really strong fundamentally, boxing out for the rebounds. Her teammates can really learn something from the way she boxes out. As Lewis gets over to Melville. Melville over to Williams. Williams goes around a screen from Parsons, pulls up from 18, rolls around the rim, no good. Melville fighting for the rebound, just can't quite get to it. That's knocked away. Oh! Tough break there by Powell. Looked like she had it, but the official said she went up the arm to get the ball. So that's a 10th team foul. It's a tough break. She's very unhappy about it. So this will be 2 free throws, as Janelle Jones asking her players to come over to the sideline so she can have a word with them. 3:31 remaining. So this score has stayed the same for about a minute and a half. Cal State LA has not been able to cut into it any further, as Lundy will go to the line to look to increase the Toros' lead. And if the Toros are going to win the game, I'd have to imagine that's where they're going to have to hold on, is at the free throw line, as that free throw is good by Lundy. Now, second free throw, no good. Powell gets the rebound. Powell's piled up the rebounds. It's a 9-point deficit for Cal State LA. Williams quickly brings it into the front court. We're under 3.5 minutes to go. Now Melville kicks it out to Parsons, fakes the shot, goes underneath, lays up, blows the layup, and then reaches in and commits the foul. That's the second blown layup Bree Parsons has had in about the last 30 seconds. And they have been very costly. And what compounds it is she reaches in and commits her 4th foul. So a tough game for Parsons. She only has 6 points and 4 fouls. As I said, she is one of the newcomers from Australia. She came to the Golden Eagles from St. Joseph's High School in the same city as Paige Melville. She played for the Australian under-17 national team, as the free throw is good. Played also for the New South Wales Institute of Sport. And she's having just a tough game as Lee makes the free throw, looking to make this an 11-point lead for the Toros, and she does. So 76-65. Williams into the front court. Williams crossover dribble underneath, left-handed layup off the rim, no good. So a tough layup there by Williams, but she got tough luck too. So that thing just would not crawl in. Now Bertrand travels. Good defense there, but we're under 3 minutes to go. I would imagine if Cal State LA gets a basket here, they're going to have to start picking up full court. There's just not enough time to allow the Toros to run the full shot clock. They won't have enough time to make any kind of comeback. Now Melville underneath, puts up shot, is rejected. Nice play there by Bertrand, I believe. Melville inbounded with 21 seconds on the shot clock, and now gives way to Powell. So Powell on the baseline, gets off to Lewis, back to Powell, underneath, nice spin move, lays it up and lays it in. So Powell's been very impressive today. She has 9 points, but her worth to the team goes well beyond points. As Pocksteiner in the front court, drives the lane, ball knocked away, nice play by Powell. So Powell forces the turnover. Now Parsons coming the other way off to Williams. Williams fakes the three, thinks better of it, gets it back. Fighting for the ball is Powell. It's kicked, so shot clock's at 20. The ball will go to Cal State LA, 2:19 remaining. Golden Eagles looking to cut into a 9-point deficit. DeMarco coming into the game, I believe that's for outside shooting. Lewis will sit down. Of course, Lewis is a very good three-point shooter on her own. As DeMarco, looking to drive, can't find anyone, gets off to Parsons. 15 on the shot clock. Williams posted up, they finally get to her at the elbow, back to Parsons, pull up 13-footer, she is fouled. So she'll go to the line to shoot 2. So Bertrand with the foul. So Parsons looking to salvage what's left of a very tough game for her. More than just those 2 layups she's missed. As that free throw is good, she just has not been able to get going all game. She makes the first free throw, and it's 76-68. So looking to cut it to 7 here. And she does. So we'll see if the Golden Eagles pick up full court. No, they don't. Now they do. It's a 3-quarter court press as Lundy easily gets it into the front court. Kind of a half-hearted press attempt there. As Pocksteiner, guarded by Melville, gets it over. We're under 2 minutes. Garcia, guarded by DeMarco. And now in all kinds of trouble, and Coach Molly Goodenbauer has to call a timeout. 13 seconds on the shot clock. 1:50 remaining. Cal State LA trailing 76-69. We'll keep it right here. So if you're just joining us, well, first of all, where have you been all day? Probably watching football. Quite frankly, that might have been a better option than watching this game if you're a Golden Eagle fan. But Cal State LA has just struggled from the get-go. They fell behind 7-0, trailed most of the first half. They did make a run and pull ahead by 8 points, 36-28. So that was really their only lead of the game. Toros finished the half on a 14-0 run, led by 3 at halftime, and then they just came out with a 10-0 run to start the second half, and they have knocked down all kinds of outside shots, and they've out-hustled the Golden Eagles in every aspect of the game. Cal State LA just has not had the energy or effort you're used to seeing from them, and they've been out-hustled with loose balls, and they've also had some bad breaks. Also a lot of reach-in fouls, which of course is a testament to that lack of energy. As Pocksteiner gets the ball in the lane, kicks it right through 2 hands. Went through Powell's hands and then went through Monet Lee's hands. Goes out of bounds for Golden Eagles, so 1:45 remaining. 7-point game. You don't need a 3 right now, you just need a basket. As Williams will slowly bring it to the front court. Not much time to waste. Kicks it over to Parsons. In the corner to Melville. Pulls up for 3 from the corner. Knocks it down! Big shot by Paige Melville. Her 12th point of the game makes it 76-72. Fans and the Golden Eagle bench yelling for defense. As Pocksteiner gets over Garcia. Garcia gets over to Lee. Lee gets it over to Lundy. Lundy guarded by Williams. 10 on the shot clock. Now Pocksteiner pulls up for a 17-footer. No good. Fighting for the rebound. It goes to Powell. Quickly into the front court. 1 minute remaining in the game. Golden Eagles got to go. They can't take much time here. Now DeMarco. Boy, they got to go. Now Melville picks up to DeMarco in the corner for 3. Knocks it down! Big shot by DeMarco. Makes it a 1-point game. And Coach Molly Goodenbauer wants a timeout. Well, let's see who called the timeout. There is a timeout. 47.3 seconds remaining. So we'll take a quick break here. Don't go anywhere, boy. This may be an unbelievable finish. Cal State LA somehow, miraculously, is only down 76-75 on the Cal State LA Athletics Network.
Sierra Acker of Alhambra has the benefit of my family's over 80 years' experience in the automotive industry. We can honestly say that there is no better time than now to purchase or lease a new or pre-owned vehicle.
And we had to cut out of that timeout. That was a quick timeout there. So actually the Toros have the ball inbounded now. Ball knocked away by Melville out of bounds and will stay with the Toros. So 76-75. Just over 47 seconds left. They reset the clock in that last break. Full court pressure now being shown by Cal State LA. Shot clock is about 17 seconds ahead of the game clock. So the Toros will have to shoot the ball. The Golden Eagles don't have to foul. But they very much need a stop. And oh, Powell didn't need to do that. She reached around trying to get the steal and committed the foul. Boy, she's had such a great game too, and that was just a mistake there. She did not need to go for broke there on the steal. Golden Eagles just need to play good defense and try and get the stop. But that will be 2 free throws now. And boy, making it even worse, that was Powell's 5th foul, so she fouled out of the game with 9 points. So a tough break for her. She has played a really good game, especially rebounding the ball. So Lee will go to the line to shoot 2 and look to make this a 3-point game. 37.9 seconds remaining. So the shot clock, assuming the Golden Eagles get it after these 2 free throws, be about 8 seconds ahead of the game clock. Free throw is good. So it's a 2-point game. Lee makes this free throw. We'll see what the Golden Eagles strategy is. We'll see if Janelle Jones calls a timeout. As you don't necessarily have to get a 3 here. You could get a quick 2 and try to get a steal and then foul. But if you get an open 3, you want to take it. That free throw is good. So it's 78-75, Melville with the ball. Figure the one player the Golden Eagles want to go to for a big shot is Cassandra Williams. She goes around the screen, gets the ball wide open. Oh, doesn't take the three. Goes underneath, lays it up and lays it in. So smart play by Williams. Again, the clock does not stop after the made basket, so the officials have to go to the scorer's table to reset the clock. There was about 26 seconds left when Williams made that layup. So this is not a timeout. This is just resetting the game clock. The shot clock will now be off. So the Golden Eagles will have to foul eventually if they don't get a turnover. 78-77. 25.7 seconds remaining. Ball inbounded to Lundy. See what happens here. Try to bring it to the front court. Remember, no 10-second violation of women's basketball. And Sandra Williams finally gets called for the foul. So 18.1 seconds left. That'll send Lundy to the line. So out of players you want to send to the line, Lundy has not been there very often. Coming into the game, she was only 25% on the year. So that would probably be a player you definitely want to send to the line. The Toros as a team, as I said, only 67% coming into this game, but you'd never know it from how they've performed here. They've made a lot of free throws. As Lundy looking to extend this to a three-point lead once again for Cal State Dominguez Hills. And boy, off the heel and bounces in. Fortunate bounce there for the Toros. So Janelle Jones will call a quick timeout. We'll take a quick break. Cal State will lay down by 2, 18 seconds remaining.
California's engineering innovations circle the globe and light the darkness. The California State University system has been enlightening promising engineers for the past 5 decades. Cal State LA graduate Pervez Lodi is the founder and president of Ledtronics, a leading light-emitting diode company.
If you work hard, get proper education, the American dreams are still available there to everybody.
The California State University system has been working for California for 50 years.
18.1 seconds remaining. Cal State LA trailing 79-77. So Lundy will be going to the line looking to make it a three-point game. Now with 18 seconds left, we'll see what Janelle Jones told her team in the huddle. If she wants them to get a quick 2 and continue the foul game, or if she wants them to go for the 3 and the tie. There is enough time still left that you can get a quick 2 like Sandra Williams just did and commit the foul and hope the Toros miss free throws. Boy, the Golden Eagles are, any way you look at it, are extremely fortunate to even have a chance in this game. They were down by as many as 19 points here in the second half. As the free throw is good. So that makes it 80-77. Now Melville in the front court. 15 seconds left. So in no hurry, looks like they're going to go for the tie. Round a screen. Kicks it out to Williams with 8 seconds. Williams straight away. Shoot shot is rejected by Bertrand. Goes to Monet Lee, and that should do it. Melville in the front court off to Lundy, and the game is over. So Williams really had nowhere to go. She had a bigger defender on her in Bertrand. Instead of faking the drive, she just tried to pull up for the 3, and the shot was rejected by Bertrand, and the ball went the other way, and the Golden Eagles just could not get it back. And that pretty much does it. That's it today. So a tough loss for Cal State LA. This is a game they certainly did not expect to lose. Cal State Dominguez Hills, the final score, defeats Cal State LA 80-77. By far the biggest win of the year for Cal State Dominguez Hills. And in the young coaching career of Molly Goodenbauer here at Cal State Dominguez Hills. Cal State LA on the year falls to 5-2 overall. They fall to 2-2 in the CCAA. Cal State Dominguez Hills improves to 2-6. They get their first conference win of the year. They're 1-3 in the conference. So Cal State LA looked like they were on the verge of making an incredible comeback. They'd cut a 19-point deficit in the second half, down to 1 on a couple of occasions. They didn't have the ball with a chance to take the lead. They had to foul Cal State Dominguez Hills, and the Toros made their free throws down the stretch. Quite frankly, the way Cal State LA played today, they didn't deserve to win the game. The team that won the game today deserved to win the game. And I'm sure anybody on the Golden Eagles will tell you that. Dominguez Hills just out-hustled Cal State LA the whole game. And they won the game. So 80-77, Cal State LA has to regroup and forget about this one. They'll go on after this and play the University of Nevada on December 12th. That's this coming Wednesday. So they'll play Nevada on Wednesday. Then after that, they go to Alaska to play an Alaska Anchorage tournament hosted by Alaska Anchorage, where they'll play 3 games there against Eastern New Mexico, BYU Hawaii, and Alaska Anchorage before they take a break for Christmas and the holidays, and then come back to the Eagles Nest on January 4th. That'll be our next broadcast here on the Cal State LA Athletics Network. It'll be January 4th against Cal State East Bay. That's part of a CCA doubleheader where the women's game will begin at 5:30. Remember, though, Cal State LA men's basketball continues their home schedule tomorrow night with a game against Pacifica. That'll be the next time I'll be back with you. It'll be tomorrow night for the men's game against Pacifica, and then they play Cal State Dominguez Hills next Saturday. So the men have 2 home games coming up here in December, but this was the one and only home game for the women here at the Eagles Nest in December, and they could not take advantage of it. So that'll be our next women's broadcast. It'll be January 4th against Cal State East Bay. Make sure you join us for that one. This should be an exciting season of Cal State LA women's basketball. High expectations. And even though today did not go their way, this is a team that looks to go places this year, and hopefully you'll be along for the journey with us here on the Cal State LA Athletics Network. Once again, this is Michael Nemitz saying the final score, Cal State Dominguez Hills defeats Cal State LA 80-77. Good afternoon, everyone.